Hi, Ben from Lover of Tech. Welcome to this ultimate wide battery charging test between the Oppo Find X9 Pro versus the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Let's get into it. Now, a quick rundown of the battery and charging specs, starting with the Oppo Find X9 Pro. It is packing a huge 7,500 milliamp hour battery and does support Oppo's 80-watt SuperVOOC ultra fast charging. Now, for this region where I am, which is UK and Europe, it does not come with a charger included in the box. I am using the 100-watt SuperVOOC charger that I've got to hand with the official cable that comes with it to charge it and give it its maximum speeds. For the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it is packing a 4,832 milliamp hour battery, and this is because the region I'm based here in the UK, we do have the physical SIM card, meaning that it is smaller than what you see in the North American region in Canada and USA, which does have a slightly bigger battery at 5,088 milliamps. But this is what I've got here. It is supported with up to 40-watt charging, but you do have to use a compatible charger. We're using the Belkin one here since you don't get the charger in the box, which Apple eradicated way back in 2020 with the iPhone 12 series. But yeah, we're using an official wired cable that came in the box to get the maximum charging speeds. This is not the first charging speeds that we've done and charging tests on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but yeah, we're using this right next to the Oppo. Now, for the settings for these devices, when it comes to the Oppo Find X9 Pro, the main thing is that the smart rapid charging setting has been enabled. This should optimize and give the best charging speeds available to the device with the official charger, and that is what's been enabled. And of course, checking the software version, it is at the time of the recording of the charging test on the latest version of ColorOS 16 based on Android 16. And yes, this is definitely the Oppo Find X9 Pro. This is the global model, not the Chinese model. This is the global one, and these are the specs that we've got here for it. Now, when we go into the iPhone 17 Pro Max, at the time of this recording, the charge cycle count is on 9 and the battery capacity is on 100%. So again, normal battery health, more than good enough for this battery charging test. When it comes to any optimized battery charging feature, it has been disabled as well to make sure that we get the best charging speeds. And at the time of this recording, we were running on iOS 16.0.1. Again, this was done a little while back on the 21st of October 2025. Of course, things get really busy for me, so I'm just catching up with the videos and posting them as I go. Okay, let's kick things off with this wide battery charging test between the Oppo Find X9 Pro and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. We are going to be checking out every 30-minute interval to see how quickly these devices charge to 100%. We've got the wattage readers on as well. So in the blue at the top is the voltage reading, in the middle is the amperage, and the yellow at the bottom is the total wattage reading. So keep an eye on that. Of course, you can see with the Oppo Find X9 Pro, it is pretty much pushing up to 67 watts. So yeah, that is near enough close to the 80-watt charging. So we are using an official 100-watt SuperVOOC charger. So that's more than enough to actually support the 80-watt charging. And the iPhone, we are using a Belkin 45-watt charger with the official iPhone cable that came in a box. And yeah, we've used that before with previous charging tests, and it does benefit from the improved charging speeds that we have with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, I'm expecting the Oppo to charge the quickest, but it does have a really big battery at 7,500 milliamps, whereas the iPhone with the SIM card slot, the physical one that I've got, is 4,832. Now, after 30 minutes, it's 44% battery, 41.1 degrees Celsius on Oppo, and 63% battery, 37.6 degrees Celsius on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's very strange to me. That rings alarm bells. But again, we're going to run through this and see what happens when we get to the next interval, which is the 1 hour mark. Now, when we get to the 1 hour mark, by now we should have expected the Oppo to near enough finish charging like before an hour. But when we get to an hour, what do we have? It is at 81% and it is on 40.2 degrees Celsius on the Oppo. And then the iPhone's on 88% battery, 32.9 degrees Celsius. And yeah, that's quite interesting. Yes, the battery size discrepancy still is very impressive on the Oppo, but which phone is actually going to finish next? Well, surprise, surprise, as I'm actually going through, it is going to be the iPhone that charges the quickest, you know, and it does finish charging at 1 hour, 19 minutes and 12 seconds. At this time, the Oppo is on 96% battery. So This is a weird run because the wattage reader did read that it was getting enough watts at the beginning, but it did taper off and seems to have capped itself around 30 to 40 watts, which is strange. It does finish up at 1 hour, 27 minutes and 11 seconds, but corrected is 1 hour, 26 minutes and 41 seconds, 1 hour, 18 minutes and 42 seconds on the iPhone. And of course, with the final temperature reading, it is 32.8 degrees Celsius on the Oppo and then 31.5 degrees Celsius on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, all time corrected. Now, I was personally worried about the results that I got with the Oppo Find X9 Pro with this first run, and I decided, let me do it again. So I waited for the phone to drain, which, as you know, it's an absolute long one it takes for the Oppo Find X9 Pro to drain. If you haven't watched it, watch both the extreme battery drain tests that I've done at the time of this recording with the Oppo Find X9 Pro. 100% battery life of the year. Once it drained, I set it up again and we went again, and it was just with the Oppo Find X9 Pro on its own without the wattage reader, so we can see if that was what was affecting the charging speeds. Now, this is the second run charging the Oppo Find X9 Pro. We've now removed the wattage reader, and again, we're going to be checking out the 30-minute interval each way to see how quickly it charges to 100%. When we get to the 30-minute interval, what do we have with the Oppo Find X9 Pro on the second run? 55% battery, 42.7 degrees Celsius. So yes, it is charging quicker this time around. So again, that gives perspective of what we're working here when it comes to charging time to 100%. when we're using the official charger there. And of course, as we're going through to the 1 hour mark, does it charge beforehand? Well, at the 1 hour mark, you're on 94% battery, 36.9 degrees Celsius when it comes to the temperature measurement, which is still great considering the battery capacity and using 80 watt ultra fast charging with the SuperVOOC charging 80 watts. Now, for it to finish charging to 100%, we do hit a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes and 31 seconds. So still a decent amount past an hour, but considering the charging speeds and the battery capacity, that is still very impressive. Now, for the sake of time, science, and testing, I did do a third run once the Oppo Find X9 Pro had drained again, which again, go and watch the extreme battery drain test. This phone is going to be so hard to kill, and I've got the real day in the life coming up for it as well, so you can really see it in action in the real world that I probably won't be able to kill it in a day. Now, to 100% on the third run, it took an hour, 14 minutes and 47 seconds. So again, the second run that we had was much quicker, and that's the best times that I've been able to get for the Oppo Find X9 Pro when it comes to the charging. Now, that is it when it comes to this wide battery charging test between the Oppo Find X9 Pro and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It took a couple of tries, but we got the best out of it. It's still slightly over an hour. I do wish it did charge below an hour, but considering the battery capacity, Oppo are still doing great things here when it comes to the charging. But yeah, the iPhone in itself, yeah, for the battery size, nothing special, but I'm glad to see there's consistency with the charging on the iPhone 17 Pro Max now, and it's definitely faster than before. Rather than taking 2 hours and more, it is a decent amount below an hour and a half. Hopefully Apple increase it to 65 watts so it's under an hour, but you know what, we take the wins where we can. What are your thoughts in the comment section below? Let me know, and then we'll be more than happy to engage. Catch you in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I will catch you and see you later.